Hey, I'm back with another week, and today I'm going to talk to you about my favorite series. Okay, that was not what I was trying to talk to you about, but I think that's what I'm going to start with. It's, of course, Game of Thrones, and many of its scenes taught me a lot about this world, about how people behave, about the reality of the political world. And I mean, you might think these are unrealistic and everything, but at the end, somehow you see that it matches. I mean, uh, it somehow ties with our real world, though it, I mean, the series have so many unrealistic things. So what I'm trying to say is, series like Game of Thrones and other good series can teach you a lot of things. I still hear some of the quotes from Tyrion and like Jon Snow, and what was the guy who used to serve Khaleesi? I forgot his name. He was my most favorite character in the whole series, but he dies at the end after the long night. So what I'm trying to say is, it's it's good. It's important that you watch series and movies, mostly the thoughtful ones, which were created based on something very ideal, someone who thought it well. But when you're gonna learn from reading books, I mean reading, watching movies, I think you should also try learning from reading books, because before I started watching movies, I have watched so many movies and videos series in last like 5 or 6 years. But before that, uh, not 5 or 6 years, like before 2020, 2017 or 2016. Before that, I only had a small PC and did not have any personal phone. I mean, I had a personal phone. It was like button phone, and that time, that something that I learned, that I mean, I did most of my learning from books. I used to love novels, storybooks. I mean, whatever I can get my hand on. And at 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 some time, I realized that I there might not many books left that I haven't read yet. So okay, that time my whole world was my house and the relative's house that I used to go to. So there were very few books for me to finish, and I finished almost all of them. So I I what I'm trying to say is that learning from the movies and from books are very different. Like when you when you're learning from the books, you are not they are not presenting you any visuals, any images, any emotions. They're yeah, some author can paint something in your mind, like still they'll just say the words and you will have to paint it yourself. Like when they'll say the skies getting darker and sadder, you'll have to understand how, I mean, you'll have to create something in your mind. You'll have to create when you're when they're conversating in the books, you'll have to create the faces, you'll have to create the tones and everything. So when you're learning from books, when you're reading a book, you're creating a world of yourself, which is which might be very different from the person sitting next to you reading the same book. So what I'm trying to say, when you read a book, the learning is active, your brain is doing its work. But when you're watching a movie, it's more like uh, someone already painted a picture there, and they are just showing it to you, and you're watching as a passive consumer. And while I'm saying that's not bad, but I think we can really learn a lot better from books. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm a book expert and I've read many books, but sometimes I think if I would spend half of my time uh, watching movies and videos, I mean, half of my watching time reading books, then I would have learned a lot more and lot. I could, my mindset, my mentality could get a lot better. So, my whole point is, I'm not saying you should not watch movies and series. I think when your mind is thinking, I have to learn something and I need to. Also, I've realized something that I have heard before, that mind, I mean, knowledge open doors, and that knowledge is mainly found in books. Because uh, I've I've seen a lot of people who watch a lot of movies and everything, but in end of the day they feel stuck, they feel depressed that nothing is happening to their life and they're not going anywhere. But people who read books, who read so many books, I've I don't know so many of them, but uh, I can see a common pattern in them, then that they are happy most of the time. They, if you put them in a situation, they'll somehow find out what they have to do and what they're gonna do. Because I think, because it's not because they know so much things. I think whatever they know, they understand and they know how to apply it better than most of the other people. So I think that's my point. I'll suggest you to read more books, as I'm trying to do right now, and consume less, of course. Passive consuming help us, but it does not help us half as active learning. So read books, create your own world, create so many worlds that when your when your present one feels stuck, you can uh, move around to any other realities, worlds, and dimensions as you like. So that's my video and opinion for the day. Uh, I think it got a little longer than others, but I'm gonna I'm not gonna say sorry for that, which was my habit, not anymore. So I'm gonna see you in the next week. Bye.